Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Just Advice
Justin Vice
Podcast. You already know what it is. If you've been here before, you know who I am. I'm one of your hosts, AB. And I also have some other hosts with me. Your co-host, J.O.
Jake
Obama.
Obama. And our other co-host.
You already know she is.
The city.
City in the house.
Gang.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today, gang?
Cooling.
And then, you know,
Cool.
regular, just New York shit, you know,
Yeah. It's weather
regular.
interesting, you know, spring in New York.
Very interesting.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
The
ma'am.
weather been jumping all over the place.
The spring is supposed to be here. When does spring start, actually?
I think I'm actually dressed.
I think spring officially started.
Okay.
I think I'm dressed. I think I'm dressed for the weather today.
You're wearing shorts and a sweater, right?
Yeah.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could pop off at any time. I don't know if I'm gonna play ball or if I gotta bundle up.
It's
Y'all
true.
niggas
Man,
bundle
that's
up.
New York for you. You guys stay ready. You don't have to
You
get
gotta
ready,
stay
right?
ready.
Exactly.
So listen, we're gonna start the show off. If you've been here before, you already know how it goes. We always like to start off with something a little bit light. So we have a comment creeping that is so special today for y'all. This part of the show, like I said, is called Comment Creepin. And basically, this is the area where we basically, this is where we go through the comments and find the gold of social media. Because let's be honest, like we said before, that's really where the fun happens. Like, the post is always entertaining, but we always get the real
Comments is where it's at.
So yeah, man, this first comment creeping that we have is really special today. Like you guys said, the weather's getting warmer, it's getting nicer. Everybody's dying to get outside, but I don't want to put too much power in those words because these people might put another spin to it. Listen, these people rented a boat out, and let me just tell you, everybody loves the thought of being on a yacht. Like the yacht experience is such a glamorous, glorious time to show off and stun on your ops. But this just went left, and I'm gonna just let the video tell the story. Watch this comment creeping as we pull it up.
Okay, let's see.
We are
Hey, look. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
There's a reason why there's like a capacity limit, no?
I thought so. I mean, every boat I've been on, they usually tell you have to have just as many life jackets as you have passengers in the boat. And I don't think they even got any life jackets on. This is going bad fast. Like this went.
That's actually kind of scary.
That's mad scary. What would you do? All right, nah, dead ass. Before we get to the comments,
I don't even think. I mean, like if I'm being stereotypical, and I'm not even talking about myself, but I don't think anyone there looks like they can swim. I'm just saying. I am very. I can swim.
There's maybe two people on there that know how to swim.
Yo,
yeah, who the driver in the boat and the person that holding because everybody else is going onto the rail. Yeah, this is just water.
The way Shorty holding onto the rail in the screenshot alone tells you they don't know how to swim. Because she don't want to touch.
I don't know how to swim.
Listen, they're gonna have to recognize them by the wigs they left behind. They're gonna have to look for their wigs on shore and just reckon like this. That's definitely
no.
I think you're gonna be able to hear them from the shore. I think
you'll be able to hear them. You see, this is when I'ma just. This is when I don't. Okay, y'all handle this topic right here.
What the comments is saying, man. So look, we got one here. Oh man, they was like, yo, the beat didn't even get to drop. The fucking
yeah, I know, I'm tight.
Yo, the
speaker was the first thing to go down. The speaker was the first thing to go under. It should have been ABL. We'd have still heard it.
You didn't hear the music no more.
Put that shit in the stand. You still heard it.
Another one, not a life jacket in sight for sure, definitely.
Right.
Yeah. The boat said "F this." There's another person They sent the invite to friends saying they having a yacht party. Now let's just to talk about this for a second. This is definitely not a yacht. I don't even know what made them
It's
put a
not.
boat out. To be
That
honest
is
with you,
not.
this
That's
It's
not a
not a
yacht.
yacht. And I feel like I'm so tired of everybody being like, we're gonna rent out a mini boat and be like, yeah, we're having a yacht party.
yo,
Hmm.
I don't know who's everybody. Your friends is ghetto. I don't know if you should hang out with them anymore, City. But I'm be honest with you, I don't like to judge. But if you say everybody's telling you this, it might be you, friend. You might have to change up your life. Your circle might be a little wild. I've never been invited to a fishing boat yacht party before. This is
A
crazy.
fishing boat.
This is
Listen,
A
I haven't
fishing
been on
boat.
a fishing
Nigga,
boat,
that's
but wait,
not a
hold
this
fishing boat,
is like
bro.
a towboat.
but think
That's
about
a
it. No, no, no.
towboat or
That's too
Not
much.
something,
real
man.
fishing.
You can't fish
Listen,
over that. That's a little tugboat or something, man. You
not
just
too
putting it.
much. Hear me out though. Wait. Have you ever been in another country on an excursion or anywhere on an excursion? They're
Nah.
like, oh yeah, we have a
Mm,
glass boat and da da
the
da da. And you pay
catamarans,
your
this
little
is a little lit.
$90
It's a little
and
lit.
it's
It's a
a
little lit.
fishing boat
It's more solid
with
than
two
this, bro.
hillbillies on it.
It's way more solid than this piece of crap they on floating. They
Oh
floating
no, no, yeah,
a
100%. I
movie
haven't
right
been on
now.
one of those. I ain't gonna lie, but
Get some of these
still,
other
they be
comments. We on
lying.
a boat. They got the
We on
boat
the
from steamers.
boat. That's how they said
They did.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly how they
Yes.
said
That's
it.
exactly how they said it.
That's exactly
No, you're
how they
not.
said
They got
No,
the
you're
boat
not.
from
No, you're
steamers.
not.
Okay.
it.
No, you're not.
Mm-mm.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
uh,
No, you're
uh,
not.
KK said
That's
the
what it
song.
says.
A lot of people focusing on the song. That song's finna hit too. Damn, they were feeling bad for the music. I
Yeah,
guess.
I
it
was
was.
singing it the whole time.
Dang. Earth
Yo,
Girl
yo,
Willow said,
if you go back to the beginning of our recording, you could probably hear me doing my own variation of that song while we were getting ready.
"Yo, that's funny. That's funny.
That's how much I was waiting for the drop.
Yo." Earth Girl Willow said, "Little boat, three big bodies." Damn. Damn.
Damn.
Ain't yeah,
Damn,
they wasn't
damn,
made for
is
this
right.
type of this vehicle wasn't equipped for the sizes of the women
It
on
was
this
not.
you know.
Or I feel like there was a lot of ass shaking on that boat. And if there's a lot of ass shaking, there's a lot of boat shaking. And if there's a lot of boat shaking, there's a lot of boat sinking.
That's what they're saying. The
So
other person said in the hair weight distribution. All the big backs were in the front of the boat, which it makes sense. It caused all the water to go right in. It sunk it. It was just the distribution wasn't in the
yeah.
right place. I'm a big guy. I ain't gonna lie. Like if I'm on a boat, I'm looking at the other sizes of the people. Low key.
No, you gotta even out the boat. If you see it's tilting to one end, you gotta go to the other
You
one.
gotta know your surroundings, man.
you I feel you.
Come on, big Nick
I felt
Rogers.
that.
Not a life
Yeah,
jacket
it's
inside.
bad. No,
You
seriously.
know,
I'm a
it's
big
it
gal.
was
I
it was
gotta think
pretty
about it
bad.
like that.
It was pretty bad, man. Honestly, this was just a horrible experience. I'm not gonna lie. Like, as funny as it is, that's terrifying to see people on a boat in the middle of the ocean sinking. Like, that's even if I could swim, I'm nervous. I don't
Yeah,
I'm
but
trust
only
like,
nobody.
nervous because it's like once they see
Yeah,
me swimming, somebody's gonna be like, oh, all right, he's gonna save me, but everybody's gonna have that same, you know what I mean,
yeah,
inclination. So
reaction.
now it's like
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
save everybody, and somebody's gonna pull me down
And
yeah.
because they're gonna be
exactly, out of
nervous.
panic, yes. Somebody's gonna go down with you. Yeah, yeah,
That's
The
facts.
the
first
biggest
thing I be
issue.
trying to tell
That's the
people
biggest
when I grab
issue.
them is relax, just relax. I know it's gonna be the hardest thing for you to do right now, but just relax. You know what I mean?
It,
You got to talk to people when you're trying to get them back to shore.
All right, so that was Comment Creeping. Definitely, if you guys get a chance, feel free to check out our other Comment Creepings that we came out with. We got a whole playlist of them on our YouTube page. If you go to the Just Advice YouTube. But right now, I'm about to let City bring us into our next conversation. City, I know we're talking about some of the updated articles in the news recently, and there's a few
Right.
things. Sorry, I know City and us were talking about some articles in the news recently, and there was a few things that caught your attention, if I'm not mistaken, right?
So
Okay.
I see that in New York City, which is where we at, they're trying to pass a bill to turn off the lights after 11 p.m. to save energy. So I think that, with New York City, we're the city that never sleeps. So I think turning off the lights after 11 p.m. is kind of like contradicting in itself because that means that we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just kind
I
of
don't.
stood out to me, like how we're gonna, is it
I
about
don't.
energy or what?
I don't really think they talking about. Are they talking about us having to? Are they like policing us to turn off our lights at 11 o'clock,
Well,
or are
let's
they
make
talking
sure we
about
give people the
exterior
information
lights,
accurately.
like
What they're
or
saying
No,
like
is
things of that
what
nature?
they're
Like,
saying is that the outside lights, the outdoor lights will be off
yeah,
by
the street lights. Yeah, 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 yeah.
it's gonna
okay,
feel
well,
like the
hey,
90s again. It's gonna basically be like, hey, basically outside is gonna be dark at night again. Basically,
It's so crazy to me.
I don't
I like
know
that.
I don't know how much of a
I like
difference
that.
this is gonna make, but I will say
It's not gonna make much.
it's not gonna make that much of a difference, but it will change how people move at night, I'm sure. But I think people already are kind of like
I think they're
New
just
York
doing that
is
so the
already kind
aliens
of
can
Yeah,
move around freely. That's all.
it's gonna change how we move at night because it's gonna turn
They
into a
just
damn purge. What are we talking about? We live in New York City. Everything, there's so many things that already happen in the light. Imagine the lights being off. That's crazy talk. That's crazy
yo.
talk. Okay.
I,
And
yeah.
they
hold
just
on,
want
hold
the
on.
they just
Let me bring up one thing.
Have y'all moved around the city when it was like dark before? Like, have y'all ever like do y'all
yeah.
were you in New York during the
I
last
was
blackout we had?
oh yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of creepy, yeah. But
That was
like the
crazy.
the car lights kind of help you a little bit when you're in the car, but it is crazy. Like to walk in the
Mhm.
street without any lights is scary.
I think it's even worse if you
And
live
me
in
being a
certain
girl
parts
is
of
not any helpful
Queens,
either.
like Queens or Long Island. Like you're like further out in the city, so it's even darker out there. Like Brooklyn should be fine. That'll be all right, but
No, it's not, bro. It's just as dark, bro.
yeah, it do get
I don't know
dark.
what you
Yeah.
thinking. It got
Certain parts
black.
of
It was black
Canarsie and shit.
outside. I don't
That's
Yeah,
so
know.
funny. We're literally all from different boroughs. This is so funny.
yeah.
I
What
just
borough? What
realized
you talking about?
that.
I'm from Long Island. What you talking about? Boroughs.
Yeah, not
I
this.
see
Yeah,
what you did
but
there.
like,
I see what you tried to do there,
yeah,
city.
but we don't really
Long
jack you like
Island.
that, gang.
Look,
Okay,
I'm
we
not from
not
the Bronx. I
really.
was born there, and that's how it stays. We're gonna move on. Listen, I'm not gonna have to worry about anything because we're not part of the New York City. So I don't. I wonder if this
Uptown
affects
baby,
Long Island.
uptown baby, hold the crown baby,
I
hold the
wonder.
crown baby.
Yeah, but like
Where you
Long
come
Island is
from?
like its own thing. Okay,
Kind
I feel like Long Island is
of-
more of a borough than Staten Island because what?
Listen, it said
Oh man, yo,
the
don't tell that to
city
the crackheads
will
in
turn off
Staten
their
Island.
lights. The city. I don't know. We're not part
They'll
of it. We're the
bite your
suburbs.
nose off. You tell that to the crackheads in Staten Island.
Right now is a
Go
different.
ahead. They're a different breed.
Yeah,
They'll fight you for that shit.
this
And
is
Listen,
they're
so
like,
funny.
bro, we where all the crackheads go. Like, all right, we know.
There's crackheads in every borough.
well, listen. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
at the end
not
of the
like Staten
day,
Island. They suburban crackheads. They got a garage to get high
Suburb.
in. They
Yeah.
got a whole garage with with the normal kids on the other side of the house.
Oh, that's
look, at the
funny
end
as
of the
hell.
day, enjoy your power while you got it now. I have been seeing a lot of weird things though. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not
I
trying to
said they
get
only want the
political.
lights to go out.
I don't want to get political, but I think this might have something to do with the whole energy crisis with the war. I believe that after the war with Iran, the only reason I bring this up is because I was asking my energy company this recently. I was paying National Grid. I'm sorry, PSEG is my energy company. So when I was paying my electric bill last month, I had asked because I noticed it going up. I said, "Listen, uh, with this war going on currently, will there be any effect on my energy bill?" And do you guys know what he said? He said,
I
"Yeah."
would love to know.
He said, "Yeah." He
What are you gonna
said,
say no?
"Honestly, the price of oil actually affects your energy bill. Part of our energy
Yeah,
sources
of course.
providers are, even though it's electric, people probably don't realize this. Even your electric energy is somewhat sourced from fuel energy. So a lot
Well,
of
exactly.
the fuel cost, the price of oil affects the price of your energy. So your energy bills will be seeing a slight bump because of the natural rate of gas right now. And that also might have something to do with why the power is going to, why they're trying to alternate the power grid uh strains right now because they don't have the normal source that they normally would.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
um I
that shit's on my theory all the way.
yeah.
What was
I'm
yours?
not
Tell
trying to
me.
get conspiracy
Oh,
theorist here.
I thought they was just keeping the lights out so they could have the aliens move around freely. It's like, oh, as long as it's dark, you know what I mean? You can't really
Yeah.
see them. You don't know what you saw. It was like, I think I saw a man turn into a dog. I don't know. It
If
was something crazy.
bro,
Yeah.
It was 11:30. The lights
listen,
just got
there's
lit.
levels of conspiracy theories, okay? Aliens definitely one of them, but like
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that that's not what they worried about.
I don't think so. But
Okay,
yeah. But
but I
anyway,
have a question. Can I
yeah,
bring up one question?
sure.
So I work in nightlife, right?
Hmm.
Now, if we have to shut off our lights at 11 p.m. and that's when nightclubs open, does that mean that nightclubs are still gonna be
Oh,
that's
that I
it?
This is
No
mean
more
when you
that
go.
entertainment
This
for
is when you
us, or
go
like
outside the
what's
yeah.
going on?
nightclub. Yo,
It's
man,
just
yo,
the
that's gonna
outside
be fucked
lights,
up if
not the
somebody put the
inside. If
wrong
the inside,
address on
I mean, in
the
strip
club.
clubs, I mean,
Bro, but
but that was a thing though. Before while the pandemic was going on, I believe they was like doing a house party thing. Like it was a big thing.
yeah, and it was very unsafe. I've been to a couple. But
Yeah,
listen,
after is nasty. You know,
After's was a nasty. It was a fun time though. It was a fun time though. I'm sorry. You know, it
it's
happened
fun
in dark
time,
times, but it was a blast. But
but
anyways, think about that. One, two. How about all the people that work overnights and the train stations and the bus stations and like there's a lot of things to take
yeah,
into
traveling
consideration
at
here.
night
You know
is
what I'm
gonna be
saying? Like people
fucked up,
traveling during those
especially
times.
during
I
certain
feel like
times of
everybody's
night.
gonna be walking around wearing headlamps and shit. You know what I'm
Ha!
saying?
That's not a bad idea,
But
honestly.
it's like the thing is like it's like those people that like to jog in the park at night. It's like I don't even know why you would do such a thing.
What
But
if they did that and they made the
Bro.
cops wear little strobe lights on their hat? They'd be mad.
That
it
I'm
would be
sorry. That's
okay.
white people activity, man. You're
Shut
not
up,
gonna see
disco
nobody of
man.
color running down in the night. It's
Yeah.
Shut
that's
the
white
hell
people
up,
activity,
disco man.
Well, listen,
bro.
No,
man.
I ain't got no ID,
That was some
disco man.
thank you for thank you for that and for fulfilling conversation, City. I appreciate the tidbits from today's news. Jo, I know you had some things going on. I know while our power is gonna be out, we probably won't be able to enjoy these luxuries anymore, like kicking
I
back and
know,
watching
like I just
TV.
tried to put you onto that new show, man. Age of Attraction going on, man. Like, and it's not even me, yo. This is my girl watching this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know nothing about this. I mean,
Okay, so actually, those who don't know, the show on Netflix, Age of Attraction, is about a show who people are dating, but they don't necessarily know each other's age. Right? It's like kind of kept a secret. So they could be older, they could be younger, but you won't never know and you don't, you know. But I do think that that happens in real life. You never know how old a person is for real. So yeah, that's what I really mostly like understood from what the show is. I didn't watch it thoroughly, but that's basically the gist of the show. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well,
yeah.
yeah.
And I mean to tell you, like, that people are getting spoiled with TV because they don't even got commercials anymore. They just
We
get
got
to watch
ads.
TV on Netflix
We got
and
ads.
get the. We got ads, right? There you go. Oh well, I don't
So
think
this
ads are
this
anything like. I don't think ads are anything like. I'm sorry, I was cutting you off.
no, I was speaking. I was cutting you off. My bad. Go ahead. My bad, Joe.
No,
I'm
I
not
was.
Tommy. I'm not
I,
Tyler. That's on me.
eh, I don't say ads are nothing like commercials because at the same time you can skip an ad after about 5 or 10 seconds of watching whatever they're trying to sell you. But on a commercial, unless you change the station, you were locked into
That's
whatever
true.
it is they were presenting to you during that
No, I
commercial
can't. You
break.
can't even skip them shits on every profile. I got the cheap
You can
Netflix.
skip them on
I'll speak for
YouTube. You can skip
myself.
them on
I can't
YouTube.
skip the ones on Netflix. I got the cheap one. The
On
Netflix, the
YouTube, you can
Hulu,
skip.
Oh,
the HBO. All them niggas
Netflix,
got
you
the
have to
fucking.
pay
Ugh.
for no ads.
I'm paying for Netflix
oh,
and I still got ads. What you talking about? I
You
still
gotta
got
pay for
ads.
no ads, Netflix. You gotta upgrade, boo boo.
You gotta pay already for Netflix. You gotta pay more for no ads. That's fucked up.
Yup. And then when you pay no ads on Netflix, no ads on Hulu, no ads on HBO Max and whatever Amazon Prime, Disney Plus,
Yeah, they
that's the same thing
robbing
as getting
us.
cable at that point.
They robbing us.
Get
yeah.
cable.
At this point, I need a sugar mama. I understand a show like this. I need someone older to take care of me at this point. Life is
Yes.
hard.
That's
It's
actually a good point right
hard. I
there.
need an older woman in my life. You know what's funny?
How
I
Yeah.
old?
appreciate.
How old?
You know what's funny?
How old? What's your
Since
ceiling?
we
What's
on
your
the age
ceiling?
conversation, while we on this age conversation, let me say this. I'm actually changing my perspective about dating older women. Let me say that right now. I'm okay with dating a woman at this point. I'm okay with dating a woman up to 8 years my senior, probably 10. The only thing that scares me about it is the fact that I might outlive her, and I don't want that. I want her to deal with the agony
You
of losing.
Hello?
wait. You just
What?
added 8 more years. That's all. Like
Bro,
I can only
like
add
0 8.
10
That's it.
years, and it's a little scary looking. I don't know if I want to deal with a
8 years is
10-year
not a
addition.
lot, I feel
That's
like.
not
How
different.
far can you go, Jay? Older? How if you had to date an older woman, how far would you go?
If I had to date a older, I mean, age ain't nothing but a number, sir. If she's
Oh,
90,
wait. Clarify.
if she's 90 and the love is there,
Jill, please
Yeah,
tell me
you're.
that's just a joke. Please.
Yeah.
what? If she's 90 and she doesn't have dementia and she works out,
Hello? Your grandmother is. Okay, let me just say it like this.
No, Jay.
You shouldn't date anybody your daughter's age or your nieces and nephews' age. Okay? And you shouldn't date anybody your grandma's age, grandpa's age. Okay? I think that that's a stretch. That's just,
that's a
you
lot.
shouldn't date anybody more than 10, 12, 13, 14 years younger or older. That's my opinion.
So what happens
And,
if you are? Is
and
that
this,
like unmoral? Like what you say you shouldn't? So is it immoral? Like what's the reasoning for your
It might be a
limitation?
moral thing, but it also like what you doing cracking a 90-year-old. You can't really come on. Like what are we talking
Yeah,
about right now?
giving your
I didn't say
benefit.
anything about cracking. All
Oh,
right.
okay. Yeah,
Okay.
just
I
kiss a
didn't say
girl.
it.
Just
We're
kiss a
talking
woman,
about
no
love. Are
gums.
we
You gotta
talking
lick a
about
little cat,
love?
man.
Or are we talking
She gonna
about
want her old
sex?
cat licked.
I'm talking
Oh,
about
come
love.
You're gonna
on.
have to go
Shut
down on that
up.
old wolf pussy.
Oh, AB,
Okay?
please.
No,
You're
but
gonna
Listen.
have to grow up, J.O.
so I mean,
You
like
wanna be a man
either way
about
you
it.
put it. So whether she's 19 or she's 90, it'll be a problem. It's the same thing either way around.
Yes, you're right. Because if you're, what is a
I don't
30
know.
something year old man doing with anything younger than 25? That's crazy.
Yeah,
To me,
nah.
that's
That's
crazy.
how
It,
that's
25.
anytime I see a 30-year-old, anybody in your 30s, if you're dealing with anyone under 20, you are a predator. I'm sorry.
no, that's a
Let me be honest.
pedophile.
Let me be honest.
That's a
Because that's
pedophile.
you got a lot of there's gray areas here. I get it. Look, if you got someone that's within your, 10,
Oh,
15 years, your senior, there might be room for
what's
understanding there.
what's a what's a what's a good age difference bracket? What'd you say?
Me?
Yeah, what's a no
Me,
like you
I would say
what's the
after
questionable
I would say
what's the questionable distance? What's the
I would say
questionable distance?
after 30, I think you can add 5 years to every bracket. So like if at 30, it's okay to say 10 years or less. Because at 30, you can't say it's okay to date 15. That's nasty. You're dating 15-year-olds. You're a predator, right? So I would say at 30, right? This is my scale, right? 30, 10 years or more, 10 years or less. Because a 40-year-old for a 30-year-old is still a very good catch. You can catch a solid
Yes,
40-year-old at
yes, I
30. If
agree.
you 30, you can catch a solid good 40 cat, still good, still can pop a little baby out if
Yeah.
you want to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Facts.
age, right? But after 35, right? I would say after 30, you can add 5 years every 5 years. So every 35, you can say 15 years. At 40, you can say 20 years. 45, shit, 25 years. Just as long as you keep adding up, you can't break 20. That's how I look at it.
Is- Listen, I just think that people in general should be with partners that are morally in your area. And that's just like, if you're 30, you should not be with anybody younger than, I say 25, but let's just put 22, I feel like. Because what the fuck are you doing being 30 with a 20-year-old? They can't even have a drink with you. That's crazy.
That part. You
That's
know what?
one.
I would say 20 is really pushing it. You know what I'm saying? If you're 30.
20
I
is
would say
kind of like,
That
I'm
20
was
is pushing
questioning
it.
about
20
you.
is push 20. I wouldn't even say I'm cool with, but I would say that would be the if one of my boys was like he was talking to a 20-year-old, I would give him an ear. If someone was younger than that, I would be like, nigga, I don't want to hear it. Don't even talk to me. You're gross. Like if my boy
Um,
was 30 and he
I
said he had
feel
a 20, because
I feel personal
at
about this
30,
conversation.
no, it's cool. It's cool. Oh, I don't know. I'm saying personally, I just don't think it's okay for anyone to date a teenager after you're 20,
Yeah,
24.
so 31 and 19
If
is
Like,
your
18.
age ends with teen, you should
yeah.
not be with anybody who doesn't have your age ending in teen. That's just how
But
I
the
look
thing
at
is,
it.
the hardest part about it, like we had the Brandy conversation, right? Did y'all see about that? The situation with Brandy and Wanye, where they were talking about how he basically they were saying that Wanye from Boys to Men and Brandy, who from Moesha, you know Brandy, the singer, Ray J's
Mhm.
sister.
Yeah, yeah.
There was rumors that Wanye was dating her while she was a teenager, and it's kind of gross because the idea of grooming, it does change how women and men operate. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen a lot of women
That
my
is also
age
true.
when I was in high school. I remember seeing mad I remember seeing mad females are in high school with us talking to older men, and I think that's something that, like, as a dad now, as the dad with a daughter, I'm not gonna lie, like I've never been okay with it, but I'm even more opposite on the other side of the fence with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they
Because
was
it's like,
definitely
why
getting
would you
picked
even
up
want to
back
talk
in
to?
the day.
Yeah, like I used to have to compete with the drug dealers and the old niggas that was like 20 years older than us, like 15. Like I'm dead ass.
It's
Like there was niggas
crazy.
that was 30 pulling up to our high school to bag bitches, to pick up bitches. And I'm here like trying to
Yeah. Oh
work
my
my
God. I'm
way
glad
in.
you brought that up because that's a real thing. And that's a problem,
We was
bro. That's
competing
a
with grown men.
problem. Grown ass men, what the fuck are you doing near a school for anything? That shit is crazy to me. Like, there's no reason why. And I want to just say a quick story. For those of any of our viewers that are Hispanic, there was a show, like a streaming show that's called La Casa del Foque, which is basically a whole bunch of people living in one house for 30 days straight.
Mhm.
Whatever. So one of them was an infamous baseball player from Dominican Republic, and he had a wife who was like, I think she was 23. I might have the age mistaken, but she was 23. He was like 45. And they had
Really?
met, yeah, they had met when she was 17. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna wait. We're gonna wait for you to be 18 so we can get married. Is that
Gross.
not a crazy ass statement?
Gross.
What are we talking
Gross.
about? You
Gross.
basically, you're a 40-year-old something man saying to a 17-year-old, yeah, I really want you. And I'm gonna wait for you to be 18. So it's legally okay, but not morally okay. That's
But
not morally okay.
there's rumors that that's how Jay-Z and Beyonce started. There was rumors that Beyonce was way younger when
Please.
Jay-Z started talking to her.
This is
A
what
lot
I'm
of
talking
people are
about. It's like
a
that's
lot
not
of
okay,
people are
bro.
speculating about how old she really was when Jay-Z met her. And it's like, that's very sketch because he was hanging out with
It's
Aaliyah when she was really young too.
bro, it
Neither here nor there.
uh,
This is
please.
another thing that was in the news recently too. Like while we're on a conversation, this is not something that was on the chopping block for today, but this is something I peeled up. Like this is like I'm not sure if you remember Boys to Men City. I know this is probably above your age group, but Boys to
I
Men.
know boys to men,
I don't
please.
know. I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know. So Boys
Not
to
too
Men,
much
Jay
on the
doesn't know.
age. I
I
know
know
we
Jay
was
don't know
having like
Boys
an
to
age conversation, but not too much.
Men. Boys to Men. Basically this Wanye, the one of the singers from Boys to Men, was dating Brandy when he was like 22 years old and she was only 16. And it was like kind of weird because Boyz II Men was all over the world touring, and Brandy was a popular singer at the time too. So the thought that people were allowing this 22-year-old and this 16-year-old at the time to fraternize is crazy. But it's just like I think that the conversation wasn't as big at the time. Like I think that as of recent times, especially with the e-files, people are more sensitive to these conversations now. I think the conversations
Free
are
R.
getting
Kelly.
more of the attention that they deserve.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um
absolutely.
Free R. Kelly. Free Diddy.
Hello?
Free Diddy and free
AB,
R. Kelly.
kick him off. Kick
I
him
can't,
off.
yeah.
Kick him
For a
off.
second, for a second. All right, come back,
What?
Jay. Come
Thank
back, Jay.
you.
Come back, Jay. All right, come back, Jay. Come back, Jay. No, he's still here. He's
I
still here.
mean, you gotta be able to have
You
your
had to put
freedom
him
of
on
speech,
timeout for a
man.
second because what?
You need your
Free
freedom
Diddy
of
is
speech, man.
crazy.
Yo,
But
man, Diddy
that
didn't do
also brings
nothing
the
to
question.
nobody.
But that brings the question that Jay brought up again. Jay brought this question to me while we were having these conversations. Because again, this was like originally the conversation we were having before we went into talking about like age of attraction and the conversation we just had with Brandy. Like, is this okay? And Jo, I guess how would you like to end this convo? Like, what's your thoughts on this?
that what everything City said before. She was like, you can't go out with somebody who you can't have a drink with legally. You know what I'm saying? You can't, with a 30-year-old and a 20-year-old, which is the same. That's the same age difference. 19. You said it with the 19, as in anybody with a team behind their name, but at 25 and 19, that's not much of a difference. And I feel like men and women still aren't at their maturity level. Either way, both of them, because women mature faster than guys, and guys mature slower than women. So at 19 and 25, they're about here. They're about at the same. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
You think about it?
Yeah, I would agree with Jo. I wouldn't blot an eye at a 25-year-old and a 19-year-old per se at that point, because if you think about like college, right? College, there's kids that are in college that are freshmen at 18, and they could have been in school for a whole year and met their boyfriend that was like, you know what I'm saying? So at 18,
24.
boy, 24, this guy could have been
going
in his
for
last
his bachelor's, going for his, you know what I'm saying?
You know,
it just depends, really.
That's the thing, though. Like, I think that in college, it's very, very often that the seniors meet a freshman that they end up falling a liking to, and now they have a relationship, and there's like a 4 or 5 year gap there. So, I would say within that small period of time, look, 4 years maybe if you're that young, but it gets tricky. I hate when I see 30, 40-year-olds try to justify wanting a baby. It's different. Like, it's disgusting when you have someone that's like, I want a 15-year-old or a 30-year-old that wants somebody that's a teenager. Like, it's weird. It's weird to me that you want a baby. Like, it gives weak dick energy if part of my French, but like anytime you want to aim after a baby like that, it's giving you ain't really holding it down. You trying to find somebody that's
getting pussy,
so you can feel like the man. So you can try to weigh it down on somebody that don't know good dick yet. You're trying to catch her before she knows, oh, damn, your dick is whack. You know, it's weird.
For real.
Very
I know
weird.
sometimes I don't think it's. I think that that's one way to put it, but then sometimes some people just want to. Well, Yase is grooming. You be wanting to. All right, if this is how you think things should go, you give them an opportunity to see that if it goes their way, things go wrong. If it goes your way, things go right. So that's when you implement that age difference. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I guess we all could agree to disagree. Yeah.
I also feel like people who,
but I'm not talking about from that difference of age. I think we were talking about a smaller bracket.
Yeah. I understand, but I also think that like people. I'm not gonna say men, but I think that
25 and 19. 25 and 19. I don't want to get confused. Like, he was talking about grooming 19 and 30-year-olds.
I don't know. You said free Diddy. I don't know what side you playing.
Yo, my man didn't do nothing wrong.
All right, that's another conversation for another day.
If everybody's bedroom life got put on display, people would look at people funny. No matter what, like, something as simple as a woman like to have a butt plug in. That's to somebody else that could be like deplorable. Like, oh my gosh,
no,
she has a shiny thing going up her ass.
We on this too long. We gotta move. We gotta move on. We on this conversation.
Listen, point is, all right, okay. I'm gonna just let J.O. end it because.
Unless you want to talk
about butt plugs, I don't even want to go back.
City, end it.
Okay, listen. Point is, my thing is, I think that we're all aware of what is morally acceptable to be with, and I feel like just don't drag it. If it has to make sense, it has to make sense. If y'all didn't grow up in the same era, or at least in the next era, y'all shouldn't be together, and that's just that. You shouldn't be with no kids. There shouldn't be nobody dating no kids, and kids can be up to 20 years old if you're 40. Okay, that's a child. If you can be their dad, if you can be their mom, if you can be their parent, auntie, you shouldn't be with them. And if they could be your granddaddy or the grandmama, then they shouldn't be with you either. That's just my
Mhm.
opinion. And that's that.
That's real. That's real. I I say, look, thank you for that
So
feedback. We had a lot of. Go ahead, Jay.
nah, because I get on my nerves. So if you city, you wouldn't
What?
mess with a 19-year-old at your age now, right?
Absolutely not. There is no shot.
But you would mess with a 60-year-old.
Absolutely not. There is no shot.
Oh, oh, you sure? Like if it was, you ain't got to give him that much sugar, but
If they
he
can
throwing
be
up
my
the sugar.
granddaddy, no. There's no should be no reason why you twice my age. Fuck no. No, no, no.
No,
My
you
I feel
got
like my
balls.
oldest, my personal oldest is like put like almost you almost 40, but like not 40. 40 is kind of a drag too, but like you gotta remember I'm 26. If I feel like
Hey, dude,
40
put
is
that
kind of
eyebrow
pushing
down.
it, but that's
Put that eyebrow down. She talking about 40-year-olds. AB's
no,
eyebrow
not
just did
40,
the
maybe
rock.
like 36. Like no,
That
no, I
shit
want to
did
say
the
like
rock.
36, 36, 37, 38. And then that's where it kind of ends. It kind of just falls off right there because I that's just me. But I just want to say something just to end off this conversation. I think also a lot of people can like be with others. I mean, I feel like a lot of parents um kind of find husbands for their daughters and wives for their sons and things like that in a household, and they're kind of their kind of thought process on who can be with their kids kind of plays a part into who they can be. You know what I'm trying to say? Like a lot of religions, they come in
Cultural
and they're like, no,
differences.
I have to, I have to bring a husband for my daughter, and they be like 45, and the daughter's like 16. Like I said, religion kind of plays a lot into household marriage and relationships, and that could kind of be tricky too. And that I feel like we as a social group should acknowledge that.
That's right. Cultural differences, arranged marriages. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? It's different wherever.
Hmm.
So just because you were born in America, that means you can't have 16 wives and none of them be under the age of 25. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But if you were born in Bangladeshi, you can have as many as you
Yeah.
want.
Not that it's okay, but it's culturally acceptable at that point.
In America, not that it's okay in America. Make sure you
It's
finish
not
that off
okay
with
in
that.
general. It's not okay in general.
Wallahi. Wallahi.
Bro, please.
All right.
Please.
Well, man, part of having freedom of speech is you don't know what they're gonna say.
Yeah, he's exercising the fuck out of that right. He's
Yeah,
Oh
literally is
yeah.
yeah. Oh
exercising the fuck
yeah.
out of that one.
So,
Wallahi.
I know it's April. There's a lot going on. This weekend was Easter Sunday. Did you guys do anything for Easter?
Unfortunately, I
Mm-hmm.
did not.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
But yeah.
The kids have to go out, man. When you got kids,
Mhm.
they gotta go see the bunny. They gotta go see the Easter bunny. You just gotta keep them
Really?
thinking. You gotta keep them in the matrix for as long as you possibly can.
So I,
Mm.
I have a question real quick. Did
Mhm.
you take them to church? Anybody take your children to church?
No,
No.
my daughter's grandmother, her abuela was gonna take her, but they didn't wake up in time. She had gone to the city with her
Okay.
mom, and they were out pretty late, so they didn't get a chance to go to church on Sunday. But I mean, I don't mind. My daughter's grandmother's she's spiritual, she's very religious, and she's okay with she follows like the regular routine of going to church on Sundays, and she also does the holidays, for church. Um, yeah, she's someone that normally would take my daughter to church if she was to go. Yeah.
Okay. I only ask that because I feel like people like kind of forget what Easter really started off from, and
Hmm.
you don't really have to be religious to acknowledge that. You know what I mean? But I think that in America we kind of just made it into like the bunnies and the eat and the eggs and whatever. But it's like, do we understand what it really means? Like
Well,
what the egg
that's
represents and the bunnies.
yeah, because there's like a lot of speculation. I heard there was like a lot of like pagan rituals that were tied into Easter, and
Right.
I heard that it was originally celebrating Ishtar, I believe, which is the god of fertility. I believe that was what the pagans used to celebrate this time as, and I believe the Christians just took it and adopted it so that they can keep people entertained.
Hmm.
Well, the more you know. I From my understanding, it was the day that the resurrection of Jesus Christ, where they went to visit his tomb, and after they crucified Jesus on Good Friday, and then they went to the tomb and they seen that he wasn't there, so he just basically he rose out of, so he's still alive. But and the eggs are supposed to be a significance of like rebirth, basically. That's why we celebrate, Easter with the eggs and stuff like that. But
But that's
I
kind of the
just
thing. That's kind of the reason, like, I have a lot of questions when it comes to religion, because a lot of the
me too.
things that I see are like pre-dated, and they're using it from different periods, whether it be Babylonian or whatever the case is. They're using a lot of predated dates that aren't correlating with the Bible, and they're using it to kind of like justify the holidays. Like, for instance, like Christmas, right? The whole celebration of wrapping ornaments around a Christmas tree is very pagan. It's very pagan. And there's a lot
Okay.
of these Christian holidays that I'm not anti anything. I'm very open minded to religion because my dad was Moorish Muslim back in the day. I grew up Christian. My family has Hindus in them because we're Guyanese. We have a lot of different cultures in our family. So I'm very open minded when it comes to like religion, right? But I think the question you're asking right now, it seems like, why aren't people more religious, or why aren't people acknowledging the origins of these holidays? Is that what we're saying?
Yes, but I also want to just put it out there that it's just like I'm not knowledgeable enough to understand everything, so I kind of question a lot, and I do my own research, and I
Mhm.
wonder if people do the same. Just because you're not Christian or you're not Muslim doesn't mean that you don't understand certain holidays. And I feel like in America, we have a lot of different cultures, and it's okay to just understand just a little bit of each culture while you're celebrating that holiday. So, and that comes to my main concern is just like, how do you know which religion you reside in if you don't understand? You got to understand yourself to understand what religion you want to practice. And people don't really do that, I don't feel like anymore. They just like, I
Yeah,
believe in
most people.
Jesus.
It's like most of the time you're born into it, and it's either you rebel or you if you understand it, you take from it what you want, and you practice the religion
Right.
that you want. So if you know, like, you might start off a Christian and going to church on Sundays, and then you may start reading the Bible and see that some of the things that you're seeing about church on Sunday is wrong, and that you should be going to church on Saturday. You should be celebrating the Sabbath. You should be making it holy, and or you decide that you want to be Muslim, or you decide you want to read the Quran. All of
But
these things are.
that kind of like a like I'm curious about that because it's like, do you have to practice a religion in order to believe in God? Because it's like me, I'm not
No,
very
not
a religious
necessarily.
person. Right. That's what I thought too. Like, I'm not a religious person, but I do believe in a higher power. I do believe in God. But it's like I don't know where I stand. Me personally, I don't know where I stand. I agree with a lot of cultural appropriate things that Islam has, but then I also, my family grew up Christian, and then I also believe a lot of the branch of Catholicism, and it's just like I don't know where I stand. So am I not, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do I really believe in God if I don't have a religion, or you know?
No, that's so. It's actually admirable that you're asking this question. I think it makes you human to ask this question. Honestly,
Yeah,
the idea of God is just, it's not really as cut and dry as we'd like to put in this conversation. It's like we're trying to fit a whole entire ocean in a cup, right?
yeah,
God could be anything. So when you say the idea of God, somebody's idea of God could be different from my idea of God. Like your idea of God, like there's, I heard that there's some um um Jews that worship a version of the Torah that's basically Satan worship. There's so many different ideas of God that I've heard of, and that's why I think that what you're asking is very broad, and it's a good conversation to have. Honestly, I think that most people don't ask enough questions like this. I think the idea of the concept of looking up your belief system, it's something that many people should be asking themselves, because you know why? A lot of people aren't asking themselves enough questions about why they do what they do, why they worship what they worship,
right.
why they're voting the way they vote, why they're following the things
Hmm.
they follow. They're just going with society. They're just going with tradition.
Exactly.
So what
Hmm.
happens with tradition, unfortunately, is you start following it autonomously, not questioning things. And that's where we're at as a culture right now. We have so many people that are conditioned to just follow and do. And as much as most people are trained to just like, subscribe, and follow, sometimes that moment where you break away from the tradition is when you start getting real answers. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying to not
Yeah,
follow religion. I'm saying when you start to follow your own questions and start trying to understand it, that's when many people come to their own understanding of what it is. Because I've seen people that use religion as a relief for different things. I've seen people use religion as a drug, old drug
yeah,
addicts
and
that just lean on it and
I'm
just
I'm glad you brought that up
so it's different
because
ways that it's used. Yeah.
I agree. And I'm glad you brought that up because I feel like religion was kind of created for different purposes. And I feel like a lot of people turn to religion when they're in pain or when they're desperate. And it's just like, are you a true believer because you're just in pain, or are you a true believer when you're happy and you're sad? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
it feels kind of almost like, if not
Wait,
fake, I don't want to say
wait.
fake, but it just feels like unnatural. You
Yeah.
only turn to God when you're desperate, and that's not right. Would you do
You know
that
what's
to a
funny?
friend?
I don't know. I well listen, because when you say it's not just it, that cut and dry where it's like you only turn to God that way, because there's certain Christians who are Christian, but then they go to jail, and because there's more Muslims than anything else in jail, they turn Muslim. That has nothing to do with
That's
the kind of God that they're serving. Yes, they're reading the Bible, the Quran, and they're switching they're taking their I don't want to, they're turning Muslim, and it's more not. I don't want to take away from anybody who done this, wallahi, and for really joining Muslim, but some people did it for protection
I understand what you're
in
saying. Not to
jail.
insult people who join Muslim, but you're talking
Yeah,
about the people who
not
converted
to
out of
insult
way,
anybody.
out of out of
Yeah,
uh out of opportunity, not out of real regard for the
right.
culture.
And
hmm
I know what you're saying.
that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it almost feels kind of like forced, and it kind of just doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel organic. It just feels like they're kind of just turning to it to see what has more benefits to their lifestyle, when in reality they should be giving up their life to God in whatever form of way. But it's like, it just gets complicated. And basically what I want to get out of this conversation is, how do you know where you stand when it comes to religion? That's really what it is. Like, how do you know that you're a Christian, or how do you know that you're Muslim, if there's so many different understandings?
That's the thing. I think that's well. My answer is you define yourself. I mean, um, uh, I think that when it comes down to it, you define who you are. There's a famous song by Nipsey Hussle that I'm a fan of called "I Do This." I'm not sure if you ever heard the song before, um, but it's called
I'm
"I
not
Do
so
This"
sure.
by Nipsey Hussle, right? And um, basically one of the. I'm sorry. Let me pull up the lyrics. I gotta actually. I gotta just pull up this part right here. There's a speech in the beginning of the song called "I Do This" by Nipsey Hussle, and it's by this poet called Minister Spook, right? And in the
Okay.
speech, he was basically saying, none of us know who we are until we fail. Basically,
That's true.
they say every man is defined by his reaction to any given circumstance. So, who would you rather define you? Someone else or yourself? Whatever you do, homie, give your heart to it and stay strong. Basically, right now we have a lot of people that are looking for identity in our current generation in 2026. There's a lot of people that are trying to find ways to get to define themselves. They're looking for social media to define who they are. They're looking for validation in their clothes. They're looking for validation in the bitches they talk to. They're looking for validation in the friends they hang out with. They're looking for validation in the clothes, the cars they drive, the money they have. They're looking for validation to define who they are and everything, but inside. This is what everybody's
You
doing.
done took a shot at me with everything you said just now. You took a shot at me. Everything you said. I'm sick of it. Everything you said. I'm like, are you checking all my boxes?
We're not living in a real place right now. The web is a fake world, and I think because
It is fake.
society is divided by this fake world that we're focused on. Everyone's living in a fake world themselves. So we're gonna the answer to answer the question in full. What defines you? You define you. You determine that. That's what God put you here to do, to make decisions, not to let nobody do it for you. Not to let anyone decide for you. It's for you.
Period. Period. That was well said.
Well, I mean, I don't want to take away. I don't want to end it here. I mean, I don't. I do want to jump into Kanye, but if y'all got more, I mean, since we on religion, I definitely want to talk about Kanye a little bit.
I mean, listen,
If it's okay. Your boy's outside again. Look, I ain't gonna lie.
Many ways more profoundly devastating is the lasting damage to the survivors' will to rebuild and remain in the area. The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Please call.
Speaking of Kanye, let me say this. The footage I've seen at SoFi Stadium has been fucking amazing. I mean, this man is a real artist. I know we're not going to talk. We're going to get to the parts of the creative and the person, separating the creative and the person in a second. But I do see that Kanye has been on a wild spree of shows recently. I'm not sure if y'all have been paying attention, but Kanye's got a long slate of shows built up for the summer. He's been on a spree of shows recently. He brought Lauryn Hill out in LA at the SoFi
I saw that.
Arena. That was fire. Everything I've seen, every show,
that he goaded for that.
All the Thursday people got to stick together.
Stage. Like I saw think pieces about that globe stage he had built up. This man's a genius. I'm sorry. We're living in a time where we don't like to give people credit, and I'm gonna stop doing that. I'm gonna recognize it in real time because we're letting the jewels of our culture get robbed from us. We're gonna give credit. Look, at this point, I do know that there's a few things going on. There's a conversation of, is Kanye still canceled? And I think that's what I want to have today. I saw a clip from Donnell Rawlings. I'm going to play this clip from Donnell Rawlings from the Dave Chappelle show, and I'm going to go ahead and let you guys respond to it, and we're going to take it from there, all right? Give me 2 seconds. Look at this clip from Donnell Rawlings.
Sensitive topic.
Kanye played to a packed stadium at SoFi last night. He's playing again tomorrow night. Has everyone forgiven him and moved on for everything?
I'm going to tell you a secret. The blacks have, not the whites.
Oh.
Yes, and I don't know. He's doing good, but as I stated before on this platform, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. But for some reason, when you're a genius, or you be considered to be a genius, people will go through trials and tribulations. One thing people can't deny about Kanye is his artistic side. You know, he goes to his ranch, he goes to his thing. That's part of his personality. But nothing like seeing a great comeback and people singing his songs. And long as you're not on the side of bad lighting.
Right.
Some people that's it'll be some people that got fired because of bad lighting.
Maybe.
Yes.
Poor them. So wait, do you genuinely, or you just joking, think there's a difference in the way like black people and white people forgive Kanye?
I'm 100%
Really?
serious. Yeah, white folks are going to go to the grave with their anger. Wait a minute. If a white person has an opportunity to do business and make money with Kanye, then guess what?
Oh.
Hey, Kanye, let's go.
Right.
We'll talk about it forever.
That's a good point.
So let's talk about it. What do y'all feel about this? Anybody feel free to take the charge.
I don't know if he is uncanceled like Donna Rowland said, because just because you pack a stadium, you pack the demographic. I'm sure that I'm almost positive that it was a certain genre of people were in that building, and you can group them with another type of artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's another type of artist that they would listen to. Like, I don't want to like
Travis Scott,
like Playboy Travis Scott, Playboy Cardi. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people who want to hear, music that resonates with the way they think, and that's what he's doing.
I think that's a cop out. I mean, he's their predecessor, so of course it's easy to affiliate their audiences with him because he did open a lane for all of those artists that you mentioned. However, as we were watching a lot of these recordings, I'm sorry, a lot of the people that I was watching the recordings from were ours, black people. They weren't all those people that you're referring to. And the thing I'm noticing is that those people that were there too. Like, Kanye's a global megastar. He's at the part where he's beyond demographics. He's at the part where he's past demographics. He's past these niche crowds that we're referring to. He's bigger than that. So for us to talk about Ye, it would more or less be like, well, are we talking about Beyonce's crowds and breaking them down? Like, well, we had certain people in that crowd. Like, Beyonce has a large audience base.
She has a wider fan base. I know Kanye's fan base could be a lot larger if he didn't have the things holding him down that he has said in the past. Said and done. Yeah. Excuse me.
No,
I feel like we're kind of talking about Kanye before, like, a lot of the things that he has said and done before he got so-called canceled. We kind of had a look on Kanye like he's the GOAT and he's like literally top 3 in like best rappers or whatever bracket you put him in, he's one of the greatest, and he is. But that was also like this demographic or whatever, however you want to call it, when AB you said like he's past that. He is past that. But I also feel like after him having like going through that crisis he went through, it kind of like took him back a few steps, because it's just like a lot of people didn't expect him to react the way he did to certain situations. So it kind of pushed him back to now we are looking at your demographics because you wasn't in the same place as you was when you were the greatest of all time.
Well, I think that's a good thing. I'm gonna have to rebuttal because I think the weed that are looking at that is not the same as me. Like, I think there's a lot of weeds that are looking at Kanye right now. So when we talk about weed, right, there's different people that are looking at Kanye. There's the people that are looking at him to wait for him to fail again. There's the people that are looking at him based on the mistakes that he's made. And there's the people that are looking at him just based on him as a fan. Like, there's people that are not. It's almost like, I think one of the things I like about this conversation, right, as a black person, I was saying this about Diddy. I think the way that we, and this is a black conversation. It might be different from Hispanic too. This might be a very particular conversation. I think the way that we discipline each other is a lot different from a lot of cultures. There's a lot of cultures that are very when it comes to the way that they handle things. Like, if a black person was to commit a certain crime, white people will hold it against them harder than their own, because for some reason anything black people do is good.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
We have a lot more empathy when it comes to the way that we handle people, because even white people who have enslaved us, we still, for some reason, want to still look at them as human beings to this day. We have a very redeeming factor in our hearts when it comes to the way we deal with people. So when it comes to our own, it is easy for us to forget some of the things, because at the end of the day, we don't judge people by their mistakes. We judge them by the intentions of their heart. Like, I think that Kanye, when he said certain things, I think that a lot of times Kanye's conversations did get taken out of context. I won't say which ones because I don't want to put myself in a boat with Kanye, but I'll be honest with you.
Can I say one of them? Oh, yeah. Oh, you don't want to. He said slavery was a choice.
I love that conversation. Let's talk about it.
He said that is yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, y'all can take over this conversation.
In the technical sense, yes, because they didn't force people to get onto boats. They bribed them, like, hey, just come on, this is that and third, and then they would trade them for people or whatever who didn't know any better. So I mean, like, let
me ask you a question. What did you get from it when he said slavery was a choice? Let me get what you got from that.
I got I got the literal sense of what he's saying. Like, they chose to get on those boats, not like they didn't go into the villages. They didn't have the manpower to go into those villages and force a million Africans to get on the boats to bring them over here. They didn't have that manpower. They didn't even have enough guns for that shit.
And that's why comprehension is important, right? Because he never said slavery was a choice. He said is, like current day, like presently. Like if he was to say slavery was a choice, then people who were very quick to judge would jump to conclusions like that. If you were to if you were to comprehend,
let's bring it up. Let's see exactly what he said. Was it is or was?
He said
because that'll make a big difference.
Yeah, you can Google it. You Google it. He said slavery is a choice, and I'm actually going to follow it up with this. Right? There's a book called the 1619 Project. Right? Was it 1929 by Andrew Ross? No, it's the 1619 Project. It's a book about the way that society has tried to. They never intended on ending slavery. Basically, it's the way that they program society to propel slavery to continue on in the fabrics of society so that it never ends. And I think that when you have someone who's trying to talk in two lanes, a lot of times they can't say what they want to say. So it does get misconstrued because they're in a point where they have to watch the words they say. Even his regard for the Jews, who we all regard differently, unfortunately, because of Iran right now. I think Kanye, some of the words that he might have said can be taken off key, because I ain't gonna lie, looking at Kanye, he is a person who I feel does have some I don't want to say issues because I don't want to belittle him, but I do know that he has sometimes his communication isn't strongest. But if you were to look and listen to understand and not to judge him, a lot of the things he said aren't that far-fetched, and I think a lot of his words have been backpedaled since.
I can agree with that, but when you say, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'll just dropping a point. It's the same thing.
I think that like you're right. We shouldn't just, a lot of the things that he says we're kind of taken aback by, and we kind of just judge him off of that. But when you say such a broad statement, like of like slavery, for example, that was just a small example of what he said that we kind of just like, whoa, what you mean by that? And it's just like there was no explanation behind it. And granted, there doesn't need to be an explanation behind it. For those who get it. For those who don't. And it's kind of a conversation for certain people. But at the same time, you cannot have that amount of fame and say such a broad statement without getting any like what's the word, like any backlash for what you're saying. So it's like, yeah, he is a human, and we have to take into consideration a lot of things and a lot of emotions and a lot of feelings and etc. But at the same time, you do have a big following, so it's like what you say can or will be held against you. Like it's just that.
Yeah, no, I respect that. You know what? You're right. Like at the end of the day, you can't be mad at what the audience feels from your art. Like you got to just eat that. And you know what? And that's part of the conversation where I'm able to meet you in the middle. Like Kanye is one of those artist that is very egotistical where it comes to like his art. Like he feels like
Yes.
he does have his attitude about it doesn't help in the delivery of his messages. So I can understand
Absolutely.
that can get construed. Like for real,
Yes.
being just again, even like his attempts to try to work with Trump. I know that that's off-putting for a lot of people because again, his admiration for Trump was gross to look at. Him wearing the MAGA hats and all that. However, the genius behind it doesn't get talked about enough. There was a part where he was actually trying to build jobs for the local unemployment community in Chicago. He was trying to create an industry for factories to be built out in Chicago, and he was actually putting plans together to not just say fuck this administration, but well, what can we get out of this administration? Because at the end of the day, we're at a point where a lot of people are watching the world continue to run and they're just crying about it. They don't have any control over what's going on. They don't have any conversations with the people in power. They're just like, I think that was one of the issues I had during this whole like last election.
I don't think it was worth losing his family over.
Like, I mean, was it? Maybe it was. He still got his kids. He's still in his kids' life. North is still touring with him, and at the end of the day, he doesn't look as miserable as when he was with him. So, I mean, that's a perspective.
But we don't even know what's real at that point, though.
Yeah, at that
we
point,
cannot.
it's like,
We can't even say that.
yeah,
we don't know
can't
what's
call it.
real.
We don't know who's happier after that.
We don't even know the relationship for real. It might be all a facade. It might be all propaganda. You don't know what is real when it comes to shit like that. But what is real is by what they say and what we can see. You know what I'm saying? But like going back to the slavery conversation, I took the time to search it up, and Kanye West said 400 years of slavery sounds like a choice. And it's like, I feel like it can hit for certain people in different ways. And this is a conversation that's kind of a sensitive topic for a lot of people. But I also think that, like, as at a point, people can understand, okay, 400 years sounds like a long time. So it sounded like, why didn't we stand up earlier? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we can go against that and be like, well, it didn't start off as a choice. It wasn't like after a while we were just conditioned and it wasn't a choice anymore.
I guess
so. It's like,
I get what you're saying. I get, it's funny, and it's and not to backtrack, but I could see how that's portrayed as well. Like, it's like you can't blame the victims for being victims, right? Why would you blame the people who are victims of the society they live in?
Exactly.
However, I think what he was trying to do, and again, I could be cap for him. I think what he was trying to do was to point out the Stockholm syndrome that Black people suffer from now.
Yes,
that's
absolutely. I can agree.
Like, I don't think he was saying, like, yo, y'all deserve it. I think he was saying, yo, how long are we going to stay in this slave mentality of us being victims? Like, when are we going to become victors? When are we going to step up and say, fuck this shit? We don't have to be slaves here. We can do what we want to do. We can do whatever we want. And it's like,
film permits.
He can walk wherever he wants. We can
Not
walk
really.
wherever we want. We can walk wherever we want.
I'm sure he can walk anywhere. I just need to see the
We
permit.
can walk wherever we want.
I want those cameras out of there right now. Shut down the whole shoot.
Fuck who's president. Fuck. Look, while during the 90s, while we had the 3-strike rule against us, while we had the crime act going on, while there was still like wars going on in Iran, we're still Iraq and Iran were at war. The Desert Storm was going on. You know what was going on? We had artists like Master P starting to build up his industry. We had artists like Baby starting to build up Cash Money. Right now, we got a lot of people that can take their destiny into their hands, and they so busy watching everything, and they not doing nothing about it either. They not doing nothing about the current events. They just crying about it and talking about it. If they really cared about it, you can either change your situation or change that situation. We got a bunch of people that ain't doing nothing, just talking about it. And I think that at this point, I'm tired of hearing people complain about us being victims in this state that we in. I want to hear more people say, you know what, fuck that.
What we're going to
do something about it.
Agreed.
And I think that
the
people like Ice Cube that said, fuck it, I don't gotta like you. Cause you know what? There's a lot of businesses that we're around that are not fucking with us. But at the end of the day, sitting down and saying, how can we leverage this is a step in the direction of, well, look, at the end of the day, I can't sit here and worry about what you're gonna do for these people, but I can sit down and try to at least hold some fire to your campaign. Like, at least promise me something. Give me something to work with. Don't just expect me to show up and then continue to not give us anything. It's kind of like we're still in
but
the
that's
very
also like it's not. I don't think at the end of the day, I don't think it's that easy. It's like like how I mentioned earlier. It was 400 years of slavery. That's a long fucking time. So a lot of people are still conditioned that if slavery lasted longer than what we didn't have slavery. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So people are still conditioned a certain way. So we can't say that like, okay, well, yeah, promise me something or whatever. I think that a lot of people are still conditioned no matter the colors. A lot of people are conditioned a certain way. And we have to break those cycles. And I think that this is generation where we're trying to break cycles. I see a lot of it happening. That's why we support more black businesses and black owned, whatever. And we show support for one another more now than ever. But I think it's still a process. And I think that going back to the Kanye comment, I think that to say that in a time where we're going through the process of trying to still recover from that time was kind of, in a sense, kind of hurtful, because it's just like we're still trying to uncondition our minds as a society to get away from that. You know what I'm
Let me ask you
saying?
a question. When is there a good time to have that Stockholm conversation with our people?
Well, now, but I also think that it's a conversation. I don't
Because
think
like
that it's just a comment.
it's like I'm be honest with you. I'm not a part of this. This election process is a farce. Oh, here we go again. Anytime I talk about government shit, my shit freezes. Are y'all still seeing me?
Yeah, but
No, yeah, no.
I think you know what. Let's
I'm staying out of
take
this.
that
I'm leaving
as
it alone. I'm
you
staying
know
out of
what.
government.
I think we're going too far on this. We're going too long on this. Let's wrap this up.
Ain't no government shit. I'm just staying off it. I ended with look. I ended with this. Look, I actually I understand exactly what y'all saying. And personally, as a black person, I won't act like slavery is something that's nothing because I completely understand the
Yeah, we can't say that.
layers of PTSD that it's affected us with to this day.
To this day. To this day.
To this day. So as a black person who's alive in 2026 to tell these stories, it's important for us to be able to not only look back but look forward. And I think that for us, it is about how we have those conversations. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I think Kanye could have did a better job at having those conversations. And I know I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying that as a black person, I can see why it's easy to forgive him because it's a moment and we can move on. Because
I can
everything else,
agree with that. No, that's a statement I can agree with.
yeah,
I
black
agree with
people,
that 100%.
the white people, they ain't letting go of that. They ain't letting go of
Yeah,
that
but
shit.
you know what? But I also think that not all white people, I think majority of white people, we kind of label them as like racist and they hate us and whatever, and it shows. But there are a small amount of like people who are support people of color and they stand with us. It's not just a broad like every single white person. And I understand why
Nah,
people might feel like that.
nah.
I mean, people might feel like that because it's a majority thing, but at the end of the day, it's more like we should just be. I think that we should take into consideration people's way of thinking, no matter how you think, and even if you don't agree with it or not, just don't associate yourself with those thoughts and just keep it pushing, keep it on your way.
Respect.
And I know it's hard when those kind of people with strong mentalities are taking over business that we support or we need stuff from, but it's just like there's always an option for everything. So going back to that, it's just like there's always an option of who you associate, who you buy from, who you
Yes,
talk to, what you
yes.
think, and everything. So and it goes with everything we talked about today. Literally, everything we spoke about today can go with that. And I think that it's just to end that off is like, listen, no matter what Kanye says, we should take, if that's his understanding, that's his understanding. That's that.
Yeah,
And should he be canceled? Should he not? It's up to
these are
you.
celebrities. These are not idols. Stop the
Right?
idol.
They're human.
This is why everyone's so up in arms because they're like, "Why, Kanye? Why would you let me down?" He's a human. He's not God. Get real.
Exactly. Exact. Thank you. Yeah.
We're looking at
Thank
humans
you.
doing human shit. Let's be human
Yep.
for him, and let's treat it like
Mm-hmm.
him. Stop being so robotic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like we're not machines. We're not gonna sit here and throw you away because you fucked up. You made a mistake. We're human. Let's live a
Yeah.
little bit lighter. I think as we end this episode, I love the way that we came together and did this episode. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for showing up and getting through it. Y'all are the dopest for real. I appreciate y'all for showing up. Clap it up.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, for real. This was a dope episode. A lot of dope information we talked about. And yeah, like, look, just what you said just there. I don't even want to add nothing to it, City. You close it out perfectly. City, Jayo, if you add on anything, you're welcome to.
No, I'm not. I'm not stopping her shine. I'm letting her land this plane. She gonna land this motherfucker.
Y'all got me. We got here safe.
That's it.
She land this motherfucker.
Yo, thank you for tuning in, y'all. I'm AB. That's City. J Obama. Make sure you follow us on our socials and make sure you like, subscribe, and please follow. We definitely got a lot more coming your way.
Or comment. Just engage. We want to hear your opinion too. We have a lot of opinions. We're human, just like everybody else. We ain't special.
Those of y'all that watched the right
here. It's Kanye canceled.
Can I add one more to that? I sorry, not to. You know, I could clip this in. We don't have to.
Go ahead. Just go ahead.
All right. Thank you for tuning in, y'all. Later. Cut.
Later.
I can end it there.
Okay.
I want to add in. I forgot to mention this. A lot of subscribers. I think AT&T and another company pulled their sponsorship from the festival that Kanye is supposed to be doing this summer. So a lot of, even though the fans are still going out to these shows, a lot of sponsors are withdrawing their sponsorships of these festivals. So it is going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
But I noticed you named a lot of companies associated with the Rothschilds and those other people.
Be careful now.
I didn't think about that, J.O.
Be careful now.
I see here, boy. That's what I
mean, listen, bro.
This conversation goes deeper than rap.
What's the buzzer beater for J.O.?
This conversation goes deeper than rap.
Get the fuck
Get me out of here. Get me out of here, chat. I'm going to smoke weed, yo, man. I see y'all niggas later.
Nah, for real. That's interesting. I'm about to look at all the companies that withdrew now because I think you might be on something.
I mean, they rule majority of everything we consume. Let's talk about that. Majority of things that we consume is owned by them anyways. Only 3 major families rule the whole entire world, if you think about it. And Rothschild is one of them.
Rothschild, the Rockefellers. What's the other ones? What's the other ones? The Kennedys?
I'm about to tell you.
The Rockefellers? And
no. I think it's if you give me a second, I can find it right now.
Rosenthals? The Rosenthals? Is that the?
No. I got it right here. Hold on. Let me get it. Give me a second because I did some research on this and I was like,
it's the West.
This is true.
It's the West.
Hold on.
It's the West.
No, hold on.
The Rothschilds.
It's hold on.
Electronica married a Rothschild. What do you do? No, but
that's why he screamed, "Shut the fuck up and listen to my music." I'm buying
it's a royal. Okay, it's a royal family, the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. The Rothschilds.
And the royal family is like Princess Diana, all of them.
Yeah.
There's a bunch more. Those are the ones we know about, but
those are the ones we know about, but those are majority.
You already know. But thank y'all for tuning in. Yeah. It's been real. I'm clicking
that was a good episode. That was a good episode. I think we got very deep with our conversations.